This is a theme song.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Don't expect anything.
Oh boy!
Jesus Christ. Welcome to another episode of Don't Expect Anything. Yeah, you can smell it? I can smell it from here as well.
I can feel it.
What do you mean? I've eaten I guess Vegemite's.
Yeah, it's really...
Yeasty?
Yeah, it does sound yeasty.
Yeasty boy.
I mean, taste yeasty, smell yeasty. We're here today. I'm Jeremy Costa, and I've been thrown off my introduction because you burped.
Oh, we're using this?
Of course we're using it.
Wow!
Yeah, we're going to it. You did this, so now that's how we're going to start.
Oh,
Nice.
good pot.
Nice work.
Thought I'd get it closer to them.
Welcome to the Don't Expect Anything podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Costa. Frivolous, fun, and flirty. And to my left, sexy, simple, and stupid. Joshua Grinick, how are you?
Hey,
What?
That was him saying hello. Hey,
What's up,
I
man?
feel insulted and complimented.
You should. And to my right, xylophone. Hugh Davies, what's up?
It's a big word.
Okay. I guess you
That's a
couldn't think of any
Scrabble.
more X words. That's cool. Extreme.
Starts with E.
XXX rated.
Oh, he did the licking
Eating
pussy
pussy.
gesture with the tongue.
I don't
We're
just-
back. We're back for another episode.
We're back.
It's May, hot, and
Shut up and pick a topic.
we're here.
Oh,
Hugh.
you picked 6 topics.
Just tipped the jar on its head and everything spilled
Pulled
out.
out a topic.
Jars don't have heads, stupid.
What are some we really love the words shenanigans here on the podcast.
It's a great word.
What are some shenanigans you and your siblings get up to / got up to? I guess we're looking historically and currently.
Is that it?
Yes.
Shenanigans.
Some
What are some
sibling
shenanigans? Yeah, some siblings stuff.
What do you guys do as kids? Did you interact with your siblings a lot when you were growing up?
She's 3 years younger than me.
Yeah, mine was 2. Yeah.
I was the younger kid, so we got some.
Oh, this is different.
Oh, variety.
I was bullied.
But we all have sisters.
Oh, wait.
We all have sisters.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
let's get to that sad part after this funny part from
Yeah,
Josh.
okay.
Josh, make it funny.
Make it funny.
Make with the yuck yucks.
What did you and sister play together?
No, we only started,
Cool fun.
Jesus.
we only really got along at this age, like a couple of years ago.
Okay, yeah, that
But
happens a
we'd
lot.
still spend like time with each other because we had to.
Sure, you were forced to live in the same
but
house and that.
we just annoy each other a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, so like my stories are all about like getting shit thrown at me.
Oh, yeah, we've heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not that too fun. Hugh, bring the fun.
Well, I'm sure. Like I'm sure we used to play together. I was probably too young because when I was first brought home, my sister was like, "Whoa, I have a brother," and like thought it was real cool. But then
You grew up and she realized their brother was you.
yeah, she was like, "No,
So
being a
disappointing.
bully, can we take it back?" No. So there was a lot of me being emotionally.
Listeners, hold on to your butts.
A lot of me being emotionally tortured.
Oh, what did she do to torture
But
you?
I got her back. I remember putting fake lizards in her bed once, and I heard her
Nice.
scream like perfect comedic timing from the other end of the house. That was classic. But I was
That's
like 13 at that time, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
She-
Because I had a lot of friends, as I've talked about. I had friends who lived on the same street as me, so whenever I wanted to play, so I just went to play with them. Like I
Sure.
didn't really play with my sister a lot. And
Okay.
she had her friends. When her friends were over, they didn't want to talk to me because I was the younger brother. Like,
Sure.
You know how it is with your younger sister. You're like, oh, go away, Laura.
Yeah, I guess so, but all my friends liked her.
Yeah, none of my sister's friends like me.
Oh, that's
Until I was like 15 and they were all 19. They were like, oh, it's Zoe's little brother! Woo!
Ooh, little brother at 15 is gonna be
Yeah, no, they still call me Zoe's little brother.
nice. That's kind of cute. I guess. How old is she compared to you? Oh,
She's 4-year gap.
that's not too bad, but it
She's
is like
27.
that fringe age where like it's kind of
What do you
like
mean?
cool and like older. Like to
Different
2
generation.
years, you're kind of similar.
Oh yeah, no.
4
like,
years
that's-
is stretching it.
You
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
do the same activities.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The worst thing was when we went to see Family Friends. And
Family
they,
Feud.
Yeah, with Bert Newton.
The Moonface himself.
Yeah, and the people we were going to see, like their kid was her age, so it was like they ganged up on me.
Brutal.
A lot of it I was in for, like when I think they dressed me up as a secretary. I was down for that. That was
Sure.
fun.
Yeah.
But then ones where they were like singing songs about me taking a bath with with another man. That was like, or about how I think it was one about how I love my rubber ducky. I never had a rubber ducky, so I thought it was an unjust accusation.
At least give me a rubber.
I've been wrongly accused.
I just remember crying at the. I mean, you heard what happened. You accused me of
Yeah.
incorrect things on this podcast. Like I go off.
Months
I go
ago.
back to-
we
yeah,
did,
exactly.
Listen to episode like 54 or something.
Oh,
the,
just any of them where I've
Just
been
12.
accused of wrongdoing. I defend myself.
Yeah, but
vehemently.
there's a real juicy one when I tell Hugh that
It was the movie, but one of the movie balls.
the one where you what movie
Princess
were you doing?
Mononoke,
Yeah,
and
yeah. And
I didn't. God forbid I didn't watch the Japanese version.
Yeah, you piece of shit. You're
Anyway,
so
suffered. So give me a break.
I'm so sorry, bro. There is a harsh. That's where it comes from. Now we know. The
No, I had
emotional-
a very joyous childhood.
I hate that. I hate that you were happy as a kid. I, however, was pretty. Yeah, me and Laura got along really well. As you saw, she was on the podcast. Your siblings haven't been on the podcast, so what gives?
My sister will never be on the podcast.
You don't think so?
Whoa,
You-
let's make that happen.
Why not?
It's just not her scene.
Not her scene.
No.
She's.
She's busy. She's a
Incapable
busy
of
lady.
talking.
So am I. I got a lot of stuff going.
You're a busy lady.
You're not becoming a. I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, Laura and I play all the time. We did little radio shows, which is a ton of fun. We used to play Power Kids, where we were kids with powers, and we'd run around pretending to. We'd make little movies with
Power
Legos and stuff, and then we'd just like get the I remember I asked for my 13th birthday for a video camera, so Laura and I could make films.
Oh, cool.
It was a ton of fun. We did puzzle, played games together. We kind of hung out, but one time she kicked my tooth out of my face on a trampoline. Yeah, that was one of the teeth I
What
lost.
sort of games do you remember playing?
Like in general,
Yeah, maybe ones you've made up and things.
Murder Dark was totally fun until we broke a lava lamp. It was the 70s. No, yeah. We just turn off a light and then someone would be the murderer and you just scream for 3 hours and run around.
Yeah.
And your parents just told you to stay in that room
Yeah.
while every
Yeah.
other
And
chocolate,
it's
the
the
chocolate
smallest
fondue was
room.
going on.
Wait, what?
Keys in the bowl?
What? Oh, I see. Why do you say chocolate fondue like I was supposed to think of an orgy for that?
Now
Every
you do.
good orgy has chocolate fondue.
The best orgies have the best.
You're just revealing you've never been to an orgy, Jeremy.
Of course I haven't been to an orgy. I feel like I'm
Ridiculous.
safe in saying that and I'm actually happy that I have not been to an orgy.
Do you reckon ancient, like Roman and Greek orgies would have been
The tits?
lit?
I don't even think they would have had a word for it.
I don't think that'd be
It'd just
well
like,
lit. It'd be torches and stuff.
Just the party.
If you have enough torches, it's well lit.
yeah.
Or you just do it during the day in a field.
Yeah. Dude, I could not fuck with an orgy. I couldn't.
Yeah, well, that's
I
the
couldn't.
goal.
I'd be so awkward, and I don't think I could do multiple holes.
You wouldn't just get lost in the...
The feelsy grubsies.
Yeah, just
Nah.
get tangled in the writhing mass of bodies.
I'm not an orgy person.
What if it was like you and Liv, and then maybe let's say 2 or 3 other couples, maybe some singles, and everyone's just sort of doing their own thing but in the same room?
Nah, that's even worse. For me.
Okay.
That's worse.
That seems worse to me.
Okay, fair
There's no judgment though. Everyone's naked.
I
Everyone,
know there's
everyone's
no judgment.
everyone's
but I'm
sucking and
judging
fucking.
myself, yeah, of course. But
Oh.
I just it's not my scene. I'm a more let's be intimate together, just us two, away from prying eyes and judgment.
So it is, yeah, okay. So, but you said you judge yourself, so
Yeah, exactly. But I don't have mirrors in my
can't get
room.
away from that, can you?
No, and of course not. And that's my chagrin. And in a few years when I'm
Imagine
not
if your
alive
room-
anymore, you'll be sad about that.
How would you feel if your room was just all mirrors?
Yeah.
Ugh, gross.
Like the bed's made of mirrors,
Dis-
the pillows are mirrors.
It's disgusting.
Liv is also wearing a mirror suit.
That's actually kind of fun.
She's wearing a mirror on her face, so when you look at her,
It's
it's
seamless suit. That'd be awful. That would be like you'd get dressed up in a two-way mirror suit, so you can see through the mirror from one side, but they can't see.
and they're all just like misty.
Just breath.
Yeah.
Because you guys, I bet you guys could both do orgies. I bet you both love an orgy.
I don't know. It takes a lot.
I bet
Like
it
you were
does.
saying.
If I'd had it like 5, 6 drinks, yeah, probably.
You'd go to an orgy,
I wouldn't go to an orgy. I wouldn't have someone be like,
but if an orgy happened
here's
to
an
spring up
invitation.
around you,
Yeah, like if I was at a
If
party.
you were the center of the orgy, like it started with you and grew off.
Like
like
that-
that,
confluence.
like when Daenerys has been held up by all the slaves in Game of Thrones,
Yeah,
and you just
yeah,
cut
yeah.
out. There's like 100 million people fucking around you, and you're in the middle.
That's a little excessive. But if I was just at a party and then, that we were the last like 6 or 7 or 8 people or whatever, and things just sort of started happening.
You'd
I'd
hope
see-
it'd be 8 because
I'd see where it goes. Would you? You don't need even numbers.
You'd prefer it. I said. I don't think you need it.
Why? Everyone's got to be. Everyone
coupled
jumps
up.
in.
Why?
It's like stacks on. Remember stacks on?
I do, but I don't remember being naked.
Yeah. Well, you're about
That's how it
to.
originated.
Oh, really? Stacks
yeah,
on.
It's probably Greek.
Yeah. Stacks orgy. And they just changed it to orgy. They shortened it.
Stacks turn on.
Stacks. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I could never do orgy stuff. I'm too awkward.
Good. Now that we have that cleared.
More-
What
Let's
was
talk
the
about our
question? What
siblings
was the
again.
I
Fucking freaks. Well, let's scrap this one because you guys had
Oh,
bad
yeah,
relationship
no,
with
no,
your
no.
siblings.
have a
No,
great
we're
relationship
great
with my
now.
sister now.
You
played
had
bingo.
to. You had to.
Yeah, but I just got distracted by some other words.
So
I
you
have
don't
a great
listen
one
to
now.
We play bingo.
Oh, bingo's fun.
Yeah, you should come next time.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Josh is
No,
pulling
it's
that
upside
topic.
down.
Shout outs to my sister.
Alright.
I love you, brother.
Ooh, it's a would you
No,
rather.
that makes sense.
Would you Would you rather be tiny in a giant world or giant in a tiny world?
I don't know.
I said China.
So being tiny in a giant world, just like being really tiny, and being giant in a tiny world, just like being really giant.
I guess so.
That is it.
I would.
Tiny in a giant
I
world.
think I'm gonna say
That's
tiny.
where I'm leaning towards
Yeah,
at the start. Only because you'd have a lot of fun little shenanigans, and the world just an adventure every. Actually,
the world would
no,
be more dangerous. as
yeah,
well.
I've just rethought of it, and I'd just be so exhausted because like
Yes.
everything would be dangerous to you.
It'd take longer to walk places,
Yeah.
but it would be cheaper. There was a movie about this.
Oh, is this
But the
downsizing?
money's too big to hold.
Exactly. What are you gonna buy? And all
You buy one apple for a
all
week.
insects would be mortal foes that will hunt
Oh,
you
that's-
down.
Well, how small are we? Come on.
Let's get the parameters right.
Yeah, I don't know. Who
It says
wrote this?
tiny in a giant well. It looks like Hugh's hand right now.
Tiny is this me? No, that is me.
Yeah.
When did I write that?
I don't know,
A
but
long,
you did
long-
write
Let's say, standing on this table,
Yeah, to us from our
you are
perspective.
probably.
it. Sorry, guys, if you can see the table, that's what we're thinking
So
about.
imagine we're
I'm just getting a
giants
flat
now.
surface.
Flat surface. So,
You're
like
the
the floor?
height. You're the height of. Let's say a 15 centimeters tall, half a ruler. So you're about that tall.
You're 15 centimeters tall, and
Yeah,
the
you're
world
tall.
is giant around you.
That's your size relative to the world.
So it's not a giant world. It just
Well, it
appears-
is because you're small.
No, yeah,
But
it's
it's
relative to
appears.
imagine
Yeah.
we're giants.
Okay, that's
now,
better, that's
relative to us.
Yeah, or I guess the question is, would you be tiny in a giant world, as in the world's full of giants?
Giants, and then that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
but that
but
seems
still,
too
like, it's the
insane.
same- it's the
Yeah, I
same
think it was
concept.
just like relative to your tiny
Yeah,
size, the
yeah,
world's
that's
giant.
fine.
Relative to your giant size, the world's tiny.
Tiny would be fun adventures. There's been countless movies about that.
Yeah.
But that's
Honey,
always,
I Shrunk the Kids.
but they're always in mortal danger until they become regular size. So that would be your life.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a giant, people will respect you.
Revere you. Fear you, maybe. Do you want to be just feared?
You couldn't sit.
I guess you could be the gentle giant.
You couldn't
Yeah.
use apparatuses in either case. Like you couldn't sit
No.
in a car seat. in
Well,
either
you
case.
could as a tiny one because the car seat would just be big and you could just hold on. But a giant.
Yeah, see? That's
But you couldn't
adorable.
operate,
Yeah,
you couldn't
giant-
operate the car.
No, of course not.
No, well, I can't now.
No, it's Uber. Uber. My phone would be huge.
But it'd be easy to make things for you if you're smaller than if you're larger.
Cheaper to go to the cobblers.
Buying TVs would be great because you just get a phone and put it up somewhere and
Always-
just
Yeah,
sit
yeah.
back.
Yeah,
and-
always buy doll clothes.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
that's
That'd be
so cute.
cheaper.
Buy a doll house.
Yeah, people would love you. They might dissect you because you're different. I guess that happens. I guess it happens with either one.
That's totally on you.
Are you harder to take down as a giant? Like, is your skin thicker, or you like still as mortal as you would be regular height?
I'd say relative to the world, yeah, everything about you is bigger. So your
I
skin's
think-
There's
a
a
bigger
biological
organ, so
thing here.
Mm.
Larger animals tend to live
die
longer.
sooner.
No, the other way around. Smaller
Oh, I'm
things
thinking
die
of
sooner.
dogs. Big dogs die earlier. Small dogs live longer.
This conversation took a direct turn into Stupid Street.
No,
How did-
seriously, because most all I think mammals have the same amount of heartbeats,
Mhm.
which is smaller animals beat faster.
Mm.
So they're gonna.
So they reach
usually
they reach
outlive-
300,000 heartbeats before another one reaches 300,000.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
like-
magic number. How many are you at?
297,000.
Okay,
So
well,
blue
well,
Oh my
whales will
God.
last
shotgun
ages.
is stuff.
No.
So blue whales stay alive for ages, and
Mm.
like things like rats and rodents, they die quickly.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I guess that doesn't take into account like because I've heard that big dogs die earlier, but that's because of like of joint stuff and like.
Yeah, I think that's from breeding.
And big dogs don't cry as well. Fergie said that.
And they all go
Oh.
to heaven, so that's alright.
They do. They don't
Yeah.
cry because they know they're going to heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I
I don't want to be eaten.
think
by
as a
animals.
giant man in a regular world, more people would find that would consider you as a threat. I think more countries would consider you as a threat. So I think they try to assassinate you early.
Let's say you're like 6 meters tall.
6 meters
That's
tall.
so big.
Yeah, well, because if the average person
Yeah.
is, you know, like what? Let's say just under 6 foot.
Mm.
I mean, it shrunk down to 15 centimeters. That seems. Someone's doing the math out there. It seems right that you'd be about 6 meters. That seems like.
Yeah.
So they'd be like proportional.
Because you're 6
to-
times shorter, 6 times higher. I don't know, something like that.
So are you saying like the giant would be proportional?
No, I'm just trying to work out the ratio. Like, if you're 15 centimeters in this world, then how tall would you be,
Yeah.
like, on the opposite
Exactly.
inflation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm no mathematician.
That's very
If
obvious.
only my brain could be giant,
Yeah.
not
yeah,
tiny.
That'd be the dream. Yeah, this is a
I think
difficult
I'm gonna
one.
go tiny, but I
Mm.
would always
Why is
like
that?
be inside of something that would protect me.
Like a bubble boy?
Yeah, like Bubble Boy. Is that the farting one?
Pick one. Be tiny.
No, not the Rupert Grint farting movie.
Yeah, that
God.
was strange.
No, the one where the guy is like
His
allergic to
immune
everything.
system, yeah.
Ah,
So
okay.
they have to put him in a hypoglycemic
I would like to be
bubble.
in a
what is it?
regular human-sized
Hypoallergenic?
mech.
Yeah, that's the
Hypoglycemia is when you pass out when you pee because you're
You don't
sugar.
have too much. You have
Yeah.
less sugar in your blood.
Looking at you. Not going to
Sugar
say your
boy.
name.
Former
Well, you have
guest.
to bleep that now. You can't tell people his medical condition. Oh my god. I'm not editing this.
Hypoglycemic. You actually are editing this one. This one you are editing.
No.
Yeah, I'm editing the. Yeah, as you are.
Josh, you can edit it.
Yeah, Josh.
Things
you're
would be
editing.
so
No
loud
way.
as
No way.
well.
There's-
when you're small.
Oh, it would be loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would it? I just thought about that. Would it be
No,
louder?
It would be.
Yeah.
It would feel loud.
Sound waves bigger.
You'd feel
when
sound
they're
waves
smaller?
more.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, the club would be great.
You'd be able to fly just on big, strong gusts of wind. You'd be able to
but
get
it'd be
lift
harder
up.
to drink liquid.
Would it be easier?
Like, if you're smaller than
15 centimeters.
liquid would be more viscous. It'd have higher viscosity.
Viscous?
Viscous.
You get a small
It'd be
cup and
thicker.
sip out of it.
Yeah, get a sippy straw.
Yeah. You could
But
drink.
have you
you
seen
could,
ants in Bugs Life?
I
Not
have
that
seen-
small.
Yeah, you know that
They
small.
pick
That's
up-
not
they
15
pick up water.
centimeters.
Alright, fair
They're ants.
But it'd just be a bit thicker.
Yeah, I guess so.
All
That means,
liquids would be
maybe
I
you'd be
can
able to.
handle
Air
thick.
would be
Do you
thicker.
reckon you'd be able to Jesus it if you were 15 centimeters tall?
If you run fast enough, maybe.
Oh, like the dash.
But then any like expanse of water, like, if you're gonna run over a lake, that's a big ass lake. If you're 15 centimeters,
Yeah.
your leg span's not
Yeah.
amazing. But I guess puddles would then be lakes.
But like, imagine,
Awesome.
just think back to all the movies with smaller people in it. Like they have little contraptions, little homes that they get.
Yeah, you have like a
That's
Rube
true.
Goldberg to like
Yeah.
make you eggs.
Yeah,
Live
it's
in
so
a
nice.
shoe.
I definitely go.
You couldn't go anywhere where
little
crowds are. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
just wear flashing lights and like a.
I wouldn't. My favorite pastime is going to the movies. I don't think that'd be a fun experience anymore.
Wouldn't you just?
Ride-
Just getting anywhere would be a nightmare.
You could
Like,
ride a Roomba.
Well, like if we woke up and you were 15 centimeters tall, I would find great joy in just like taking you around.
Yeah.
places.
That would be
You could
fun.
just sit on my shoulder
So,
and
yeah.
like we just go do stuff.
That would
And
be
it's like, what are
great.
you gonna charge him for a ticket? I'll have one, please.
Exactly. And then yeah.
Smuggle in.
You can just be in my bag.
Oh, that'd be adorable.
Snacks would be like like a bag of chips is just like a 4 meals.
Yeah. Because you'd be famished as a giant.
Yeah.
You'd destroy the.
You'd never have to cook again because like we'd just be making food. Be like, here, Jeremy, you just have a little
Yeah,
off-cut,
yeah,
off-cut
yeah.
and
Would
yeah.
you even be able to play basketball?
No,
No, of course
They
not.
just wouldn't let you.
no.
Of course not.
I guess yeah. Any organized
The ball would
sports
be
you're,
bigger
you're
than
out
me.
of.
Yeah. Can't have fun.
You don't fit on the court.
No. Well, you fit very much on the court. So I guess we've ruled out this giant one because no one wants
Yeah.
to be it.
I mean, it's
it
just
is.
because yeah, being giant's such like a
It's a hassle.
yeah.
It's a real hassle.
You don't fit in any cars, or you don't like. You have the doorways are suddenly tiny. Everyone's staring at you and looking at you, which I guess is the same with the tiny one.
Yeah.
You couldn't run or you're the cause
Yeah.
earthquakes
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. People would see your nose hairs. Anyway, I'm gonna choose
You'd
another
be
topic.
It's
fetishized
the
either
old
way.
tri-toppy
Tri-toppy
Tuesday. Hope it comes out on Tuesday.
doesn't. They famously come out on Wednesday nights. 12 a.m.
Thursday
so it's
mornings.
close.
Yeah, I was 1 minute off.
Oh, here we go. This one's from Liv, former guest.
Oh,
Former guest. What is the worst advice you've ever received?
but I don't listen to anyone, so I don't know.
He was told to do that.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
worst advice. Was when they told me don't listen to anyone who's not you.
Yeah.
Worst advice. Because like you don't think of the bad advice.
Yeah.
You try not to.
It doesn't really stick.
So what I'm trying to think of is advice I've taken and it just didn't work out. And then
And that's what I'm trying to mention
Yeah.
too.
this is a thinker. Put on the thinking music.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
So what was it?
Maybe something like
That was great.
going down like the traditional path of going to school, going to uni, all that sort of stuff. Because none of it relates to finding yourself in any way.
Yeah, I think the worst like advice I didn't receive, but like was put
it's
into me
out
from the
there,
osmosis was like
the dogma.
be cool and impress people like at school and stuff that the most popular kids befriend those so you have a better time.
Oh yeah.
Like I was always scared that I wasn't popular in like the first year of high school because I was like, well, I'm gonna be lonely and stuff. It's like you just find the people you want to be friends with and then you'll be happy. That's how you do it.
Yeah. I remember people like in clubs and stuff like not assholes but like dickheads just telling me how to pick up women and insult them.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like no, I don't want to insult people. Like, right, you go
neg
do
women.
that. Yeah.
The worst conversations always start with someone in a bar or a club, and they come up to you and say, "No, let me break it down for you."
Yeah,
or something like that.
it's like,
Or
oh,
say,
you're the
yeah,
master of this.
yeah.
Go on.
Like, oh no, listen to this. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I've never thought my opinions mattered too much that I would go up to someone and just like listen to this. This is the way to do it.
Yeah,
I don't have that much authority.
yeah. I'll let them figure it.
Please don't give me that much authority as well, because that'd be you don't want that to happen.
Anyone who's too confident, don't trust.
Yeah, I think
Just
I
don't
think so.
trust straight away. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's good
Be
advice.
wary. Yeah.
But also,
But those are the people who give you the shit advice.
yeah, well, just working behind a bar, you just see the worst.
All right, this is going places. This topic.
Yeah, this is flying off the shelves.
You wanna
Oh, yeah, I
start?
just don't like. I've had bosses before who have told me like, it's not like the only reason we're here is to make money. So like it's not really about the customer.
Oh,
And
but
I'm
I think the adage "the customer's always right" is bad advice.
Oh, that can absolutely
That's not-
fuck off.
That's awful advice.
That always has like.
Dude,
a
I remember
tingle.
at the bar. Oh, I'm not going to say who it was, but I'm pretty sure I remember one of them, and one of them was a guy I'd never seen before. Like,
Okay.
so I don't know where he was pulling this fucking authority from.
Yeah.
But they asked me if I could turn the music up, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So I turned it up, and I was just playing off YouTube. So some videos have different audio levels than others.
Yeah.
Another song came on by the band they were listening to, and it was really, really loud. Like I could barely hear them talking because they were just like talking to each other. So I went round, I turned it down like maybe 4 decibels, and they both turned and looked at me, and they're like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing, turning the music down?" And like just started having a go at me, and I went back around behind the bar, and I said, "Oh, like." I have to be able to hear customers when they're talking to me because I, need to serve them their beers. Like I couldn't hear you guys, so if you ask me for a beer, like I don't want to have to lean over and say what a bunch of times. Like, don't you know the customer's always right?
Oh,
It's like the
But he's not a customer at that point. So
no,
that's
no,
where- that's
that he
where
is.
people-
But
he's a patron
my point
at-
was, you're the customer. You're right when you're telling me what beer you want.
Yeah,
You're right
exactly.
when you're telling me what you want to eat. I'm not going to decide that for you. But in terms of how the business runs, you can fucking deal with it or leave.
I hate when
That's
people.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the customer's always right relates to the purchase. Like,
Yeah.
they know what they want to buy. You
Yeah.
can't like try to convince
Exactly.
them to
Yeah.
buy something else.
But when they're
the goal.
yeah, when they're telling me how to make a coffee for someone else, or they're telling me like, to pour this better, I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, you won't last long in this industry with an attitude like that."
Nice.
Cool.
No, I'm sure he's flying high at a dive bar on like a weekday. It's the people who come into the bar who are drunks and they come in like 5 out of the 7 days of the week and they say how rich they are and how like they're going to go places and stuff. And he's, oh buddy, come on. It's like, good. Maybe you will, but I don't think drinking 8 pints on a Wednesday night's going to help you out. Fuck you, customers. That's what I'm going to put out there. The customer isn't always right. I think that's bad advice. I think if you have confidence in yourself to know what's right, you can tell what's a bad decision, what's a good decision. But you're right. It's when they're talking about themselves and their experience. Yeah, they're always
that
right.
time a customer came in and asked me for a cup of water and a metal spoon. Was he right?
Yeah.
Was he right?
I feel like the water was going nowhere and that spoon was going to the wrong place.
Well, we know where the water was going.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. He wasn't going to quench his thirst.
Yeah, no, well, not the traditional thirst.
Oh, I think. What do you think of the advice that you shouldn't drink to like 18 and stuff?
No. Like,
What do you think about that?
I think it's smart, but you're not smart when you're 15, 16 trying alcohol. So it's not going to really.
Your guardians and your parents should at least like introduce you to things before you go out there.
Yeah.
At least do it in like a controlled situation. Let you have house parties first.
Yeah.
That way, whatever happens, you're at home.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like if I know or I assume it's going to happen anyway, it may as well be under my
Yeah.
under my watchful gaze, like in
Under
a safe place. But at the same time, it's like, well, do you really? Because then if you get them started on drinking and then they're going out and you don't know what they're getting into,
Exactly.
you can't keep them at the house every time. Well, chains,
Chains, basements,
shackles,
the best way to raise a child is
out of the light.
an iron will. Will they? Won't they? Finish this episode in a good way? I don't know, but
I'm just thinking about advice, like not to ever take it.
Never take advice.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
never take it.
as long as your advice, just chuck it in the back of your mind, the rubbish bin of your brain.
The whole thing's a rubbish bin.
Yeah, just a big empty pit. Advice is
just
difficult.
think for yourself.
Yeah, I
That's good
respect
advice.
parental advice and like people who have. I respect a person who has been a parent. Their advice a little bit more. If they're a good parent, just because I'm like, well, you have to hand it down to your offspring. You must know something, right? And
People who try and give advice about parenting who don't have kids and haven't had kids,
yeah, dude.
but they've like babysat a lot.
Yeah, or they're like they're like in a cafe and someone else's kids are being annoying and then they tell them how to parent them.
Yeah,
like,
that's ridiculous.
Excuse me. Just you have a kid and then worry about God. Kids are fucking they're full on. Just as the second they're born, you don't get another moment of rest until like you die.
Until they move out.
Even then, they will probably. You think your mum's like.
No,
sitting
but
home
eventually
like-
they give back. Like you give back to your parents.
Oh yeah, but they're still gonna be worried. Like you just don't. There's another level of uneasiness you just don't get rid of for the rest of your life. Also, like the love and support and bringing up a child, it's great and stuff. I guess.
Yeah, I heard they're good until around like 5 or 6, and then
Yeah, well, shit.
it's all downhill from there.
Yeah. Wow.
They
Once they
stop
start
being
becoming
cute.
people.
They start,
Yeah, once they start being cute and start being cute to the wrong type of people,
Oh, God.
What?
like skeevy guys who want to fuck women or like other guys who want to punk. It's been mostly men. I say
Oh,
men.
sorry, I was
men
still
are the way.
thinking of like 6-year-olds.
Oh really? Yeah. Then
Yeah,
like
just
pedophiles and stuff. Yeah, cool.
Fucking hell, Jerry.
I have to bring that up again.
Look, it's a reality of the world.
That's true. There you go. Don't accept candy
Do
from
not
strangers.
doodle
There's some good
kids.
advice.
Do not doodle kids.
That's free candy. It's not very
For
economically.
fuck's sake.
That's true. If someone gives you free candy, I would like explore the situation.
If they offer me free candy,
Explore the situation.
just a little bit further, see what happens.
if they offer me free candy and a spreadsheet which outlines the financial benefits of said free candy, then perhaps I'm climbing aboard.
If the candy isn't in the back of a van, maybe just see what's going on first.
Free candy's always shit.
And
So
also-
if they give you good free candy, then be
Trust him.
suspicious.
Trust him.
Yeah,
Trust him.
and
No,
don't
but-
eat the candy immediately. Wait till you're home, because then if it's laced with something, at least you can pass it in your own home.
Yeah.
That's my advice, and I think that's great advice. And on that note, have we made a long enough episode?
I don't know.
All right, well, it should be good enough.
Ah.
I'm so nervous.
Here's some advice.
Yeah.
Email us.
What is some good advice you've been given over the years?
Um,
I was told by a guy who was in year 8 when I was in year 7 to not drink, smoke weed or whatever before I was like 18 and stuff.
that rubbed off.
Well, before I was 18, I said. So it was good. I just you know what? Because apart from all the debilitating effects of too much alcohol as a kid and stuff, it gave me the confidence to say no. To like when kids were like, "Oh, I have this," or the peer pressure stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm good." And then you could say it in a way they were like, "Oh, cool, no problem." And if they kept badgering me, then you're like, "Well, then maybe we're not as close as I perceived as stuff." But people respect it usually. They don't really need you to have a fucked up time if you just say it nice enough. And
I never really thought about it
What's this?
at that age. Like I never really thought about.
Peer pressure.
Oh yeah, because I don't know if I was really peer pressured into drinking. It was just like I was kind of eager to do it, or like I wanted to try just to see what it was like, and I wasn't really thinking like, oh, adverse effects. Like you know, I was like 16.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like I don't really. But then it's as you get older and you start to realize like physical impacts and like because obviously the effects of alcohol on the brain once you're fully developed, like it's not unless you're drinking to excess, like it's not going to be as crazy. But it's like there's still adverse effects of drinking too much alcohol. And it's like I've been thinking about that this year and other things and cutting down a bit.
Yeah,
Just think about stuff. Be reflective.
exactly. It was. I forgot what I was going to say. That was just a really good point that changed my whole sentence structure.
Sorry.
No, I don't. Please don't apologize. You've
Yeah.
blown my mind.
Think about stuff. Reflect. That's exactly what I've said.
Yeah. Now it's
and
losing its edge.
meditate.
It's losing its edge.
I never really learned to meditate properly, but there's different ways to go.
I feel like any of us couldn't meditate properly.
But
There's no way Hugh sits down for 30 minutes at a time and does nothing but sit there.
But that's not what
Technically
meditating.
gaming.
No, I'm saying you do nothing but just sit down. And...
That's stereotypical.
Well, but
meditation.
that's not what meditation is.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying. So you could not do
Yeah.
that.
You
I
could do
mean,
it through
probably
art,
not.
through writing.
Could you do that? Could I put a camera on you and you sit there for like 45 minutes and just sit there and do nothing? Think you could do that?
I mean, if
What are you
the
paying?
challenge is there-
The challenge for the challenge.
For 45, like just sit there and just sit there on a couch and just not do
You
anything.
cross your legs on the floor and you just sit
Excuse
there.
me, why put
Oh
a
no,
camera
because
there?
I'd get uncomfortable with the sitting with the crossed legs.
Oh, okay, you don't have to cross your legs.
Then yeah, probably.
You sit on the floor and do nothing for 45 minutes.
Yeah, just sleep.
You think you could do that?
If you're paying
You
me.
have to be. I'm not paying you
No, I'm
for
not
a
doing
challenge.
it. No, I'm not
But
doing
we can have at
Take
the
a
end,
hike.
at the end of the challenge, we could have some sort of
it. Reward.
or like I do something, you
Like
do
a
something.
clear
Who can
mind.
sit there the longest?
Because I don't know if I could do that. I probably could because I used to lie in my bed at night and lie completely still, and then I was like, all right, for the next
I
half
feel
an
like
hour.
the whole population does that.
But no, I haven't finished talking. You absolute.
I love cutting him off.
I would just be lying there, and then I say, for the next half an hour, I'm not going to itch, I'm not going to move, and I just
Yeah.
sit there and try not to.
Wait, are you
scratch
sitting or
something.
lying?
Lying down. Yeah, on my back.
Sounds fun.
Well, I was a kid and I didn't have internet back then, so what I was going to do in the dark. But lie still and have fun with it. Did you think you could do it 45 minutes? I have faith. You
Probably.
Might, it'd be difficult.
Advice.
I've done almost that at airports before.
Yeah.
Just like sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Like didn't have a book on me because it was in my main luggage. Didn't have headphones, like listen to anything. So I would just sit there.
Did you watch people watch and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
in this, you
people
just be in a room by yourself.
With your
No
thoughts.
people, yeah.
My thoughts are interesting.
That's why I'm scared of my own thoughts.
What?
Yeah, I don't want to sit there thinking about stuff. That's why I have podcasts on all the time, or I go to bed when I'm tired.
So you
so
never reflect on
conk out.
what's happening, what's bothering you in
No.
your life, or
No.
what's been interesting.
No,
or whatever.
it's too depressing.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I was on the internet. I was gonna say one piece of advice.
One Piece? Find
One
the treasure?
piece. No, just
With
any
Luffy?
website. Try to avoid websites with endless scrolling.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then you
yeah.
can just keep scrolling, and then it gives you more content.
Mm.
Just don't go there.
The Minecraft. More chunks.
More
Keep adding.
chunks.
That's a good point. It's crazy how much time you just waste without realizing.
We
You
do
just
it on
scroll.
article sites.
Yeah.
too.
What if you
Read
had? What if you had to
article,
give
it's
the classic? You have to give yourself advice 10 years ago. What would it be?
Oh,
Ooh.
Jesus.
Mine
What
would
was I
be
doing 10
don't
years ago?
download Steam.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. What would mine be?
Because if I'd have put all the time I spent playing video games into other things, like writing, learning a language, learning an instrument, anything, I'd be really good at it now.
Yeah. See, I don't care that I don't know an instrument or another language. Maybe I would... No, because I tried French. And, like, just the way I was brought up, I was like... I mean, the way they taught it at our school.
That was more with...
Laughable.
The way they taught it.
And so it just rubbed me off.
Yeah.
Maybe Italian. I would say cook more, but I know I'm cooking fine. I think maybe... Oh, I went outside a lot. It was like, 10 years ago, I was fine. It's the interim. It's like six years ago.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, is like give yourself advice when you're that age to then...
So you just
lay off the
about
cookies, you fat boy.
Think about regrets in between.
Yeah.
And give us some advice to... I don't know. I like who I turned out to be.
Yeah, I'm okay. I didn't do anything stupid when I was a kid. I think I would have told myself to take more risks. I've always been safe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, as a kid, I always followed rules a lot, so I never had that adventure like going around doing stuff at night with friends. Yeah, I think maybe take more risks, and the consequences, like for actions, you can think about them, and being told off for something or being like grounded or something is not that bad in the scheme of things. So have a little more fun, I guess. I mean, I had plenty of fun, but like different adventures, they would have broadened my horizons. How about you?
To not
Steam.
To not download Steam and not play all those videos.
It was such a boring answer that I didn't care about.
Yeah. Speaking of Steam, it's really...
I don't know.
Running out of?
Yeah.
Yeah, trains coming to the station.
Yeah, choo-choo.
I blame you.
Yeah,
I
that's
always do,
okay.
But
I had a great Steam, what's that thing called? Segway.
Steam Segway was really
Yeah.
The ye old Steam
Segway powered by Steam. Toot toot.
Toot toot, it's a douchebag.
Well, thanks for listening to this episode. We've loved having you with us. We've loved being in your ears.
And
Oh, fuck, why wouldn't we tell each other to invest in stuff in the...
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Head to this Facebook, get on it, is what I would say.
Netflix.
And chill.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know what I would say
Apple.
to myself. Don't get caught up on people.
What?
I don't know. I got,
Yeah, wait, what?
I used to get caught up on people and like the way they like thought about me or like,
Oh.
you know, like just
Emotional hang-ups?
yeah, and stuff like that. Or like I'd have a crush on someone for too long. It'd be like,
Respect yourself.
yeah, exactly. I think that because I don't do it now. Oh boy, this is real depressing. I might cut that out. That's really sad. And
No, it's insightful.
is it? It comes to Don't Expect
Quick,
Anything
say
podcast.
something really funny so he has to keep it all in.
Is that hilarious?
Yeah, you really got us.
That's good. I feel good about that.
I'm laughing at you.
That's what most of it is.
Yeah.
Don't let me think about this moment because I will be sad again.
I'm really hungry.
Yeah, so am I.
Let's eat. Yeah. Well, that's what happens. You put your faith in someone, and they run away.
Yeah, I'm never gonna trust ever again.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeremy. There goes my life.
Where will I go to for guidance?
Where will I go if I can't follow anyone? I'll just sit here in this mic and record post rolls until the end of time.
I want to listen to his voice again. But
Well, if you want to do that, you just go to iTunes or YouTube or SoundCloud at DEA Podcast. If you can't find that for some reason because you're a fool and you need...
I am a fool, that is I.
No! And you need directions, maybe I'll take over this role of leading. You just email me, don'texpectanythingpodcast@gmail.com, and I'll send you a step-by-step list, maybe a video tutorial, I won't do that, of how to listen to the show.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy now.
Facebook,
I'm glad
Instagram.
he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Jeremy. Get out of here.